welcome to In This Corner. Today we got Ritchie Sandoval, aka Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come and he's gonna give us some really good insight on his history on kickboxing, how his training, how he became champion. So thank you for doing this, buddy.
Appreciate it. I used to get bullied a lot, and then I used to get a lot of fights when I was a kid. I used to be this neighborhood kid. I used to always pick me up and throw me around. There used to be in school, there'd be this other kid that used to just literally pick on me for money.
Really?
I used to give this kid money just to like leave me alone. He was like, "Here's my change."
Really?
So I was like, literally, I was like that victim. So, but yeah, then I got boxing. And then once I got into boxing, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. I didn't really get into many fights when I became a boxer. The challenge was more in the ring then.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't good at it. But like I said, it wasn't until I got my ass kicked many times. So I'm just like, all right, well, I'm here. I can't get out. I'm locked in this cage with this other guy. It was this time, and then boom. Eventually, you learn how to escape, and of course, I got good at it. And that's when I fell in love with it.
When did you feel like you were getting good at it and not you're just getting beat up?
It probably had to be like at least a year and a half.
Oh.
Man, it took a good while. Probably 2 years, I have to say. A funny, interesting story of my time in the ring. Well, many interesting stories. I was never a great fighter, and I didn't fight too many times. But the times I did fight, it was never 100% what I wanted it to be.
How so?
I guess I lacked a lot of things. You know, like I lacked a lot of discipline for one, motivation, and strength and all this other stuff. But I believe what I did have in my toolbox was heart and I'll just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was like, I could use those tools and just. That's what, helped me out. What else? Yeah. To be my coach, Randy, right? The one that has been helping me out for the last couple of years, several years, 6, 7 years now. He's been my head coach, and yeah, he inspires me a lot. He tells me to keep going, he helps me out, especially when I'm on my downs.
Mm-hmm.
Another good coach that I put my trust in will be Coach Thiago, a jiu-jitsu coach that I just currently met, and I just vibe with him very well. I would say he's a good coach, and I said these two guys inspire me to keep going and motivate me, and I want to keep learning from these two guys, and I feel they know the art very well. Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So you have Coach Randy, who's Muay Thai?
Muay Thai coach, and then Thiago will be a jiu-jitsu coach.
So you're going to like two different arts.
Correct.
So what do you have most experience in, or what you really been training in the most?
I did the boxing Muay Thai more, but then I did a little bit of boxing. I started with boxing for about 2 years. I did one boxing fight, got my ass kicked. But yeah, I did boxing for about 2 years, got my foundation. But then I did the Muay Thai. I met Coach Romy Adanza. He was a very good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Helped me out a lot, changed my life a lot. But yeah, he got me learning a lot of Muay Thai. And then eventually down the line, I met Coach Randy and Thiago.
So Coach Romy was the first one that you met?
He was the first one. Correct. He was my first Muay Thai coach.
How did he help you? How did he inspire you?
Well, he inspired by just helping me, getting me there. He gave me that support by making sure I got to the gym. But literally usually it was taking me home. Cause I would be like, well, I didn't have a ride to the gym sometimes, so I'll take my bike, or I take the bus. And sometimes the gym will be either here. Back in the day, it will be right here by the circle. So it'll be not too long, a commute. Sometimes it'll be in Irvine, and I'll have to go all the way to Irvine, spend an hour going there, and then he'll come me with the ride back.
Wow.
And he lived in Irvine, so having him drive all the way down here to take me home, and it was a big favor that one day hopefully I'll pay back. you just gotta just wake up and you just gotta be like, fuck, it's gonna suck.
So how do you get yourself to get past that? Because just by saying that, most people kind of go, I don't want to do it.
Obviously don't give yourself a choice. That's giving yourself options is also, you go for the harder one, of course. But I think it will be, I don't want to say it, but marijuana for me.
So that was a motivation for you?
Yeah, it wasn't a motivation, but it helped me to get through all right, cool, it's time to do the shitty shit I don't want to do. So yeah, it got me a little dumb and then got me a little pain-free, and then I got to move faster, easier, and then just got in my dumb little world and just did the movements, and next thing you know, I was done with class.
And on the physical part of that, did you feel like, was it training? Did you have to take it a step further from what your coaches would do, or did you take it upon yourself to train harder, or
no.
what you do?
I just made sure I did. I put in the time was definitely the one that got you the success. There's no way around it, doing the hard rounds, doing the pad work, doing all the things you got to do, plus the road work, and so for me, I had to work a lot. So the challenge was for me is like, how can I get all this stuff done in one day? Whereas like it was hard, I worked at the graveyard shift back then. So, and I was going to school. So yeah, it was definitely difficult. So I was mostly always tired. It was never fun. To be honest, I didn't really like it.
Really?
Definitely, but it was something about it, doing something that was like something that you don't want to do made you become better. No one ever told me that, but it just felt like that was an instinct. Like, all right, well, this will make me better. This is gonna make me better in whatever way. It's a better fighter, a better person, whatever. So yeah.
But you think that was like your motivation to keep you going?
Definitely, yeah. Once I realized in the end of the day, I was like, all right, cool. This is what got me from. I was never a school person, so got me hanging out with doing drugs and stuff like that. So that's got me being active, doing something. Yeah. Got me away from the street.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So what did you say? One of the things you said right now, you didn't want to do it, and but you forced yourself to do it. So when you hear up and coming fighters that, well, I'm sure you hear this all the time. I want to fight. I want to fight. What's like your number one encouragement, or if they really want to do it, they want to take it seriously?
Well, and this is a day where everyone talks. This is a day where everyone has to, everyone wants to put their opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to open their mouth and say that they can do it. And they can. I'm not saying they can't. But it's not the point. The point is, well, how are you? And so I think before people should talk, let's just do the work first.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe run a little bit first. Maybe do the bag work. Maybe start jumping into Muay Thai class, or a program, rather than just coming to a gym or just talking. But yeah, if you are a person that's already at the gym and you do want to become a fighter, then yeah, go for it. Do take it seriously. I think that the main part I would recommend will be really focusing on obviously your technique, but your strength training, your nutrition, make sure you do your cardio and getting your rest, of course, of all that, and make sure you have good support on top of all that. But yeah, it's yeah.
Can you share a funny story or something interesting that happened to you when you were in the ring?
I don't know. I got two funny stories. I don't know which one I want to share.
Whichever one you think is
well, I guess
funnier.
Funnier. I'll go with less funnier.
Okay.
Less funnier. So I guess one of the funny stories I have is when I fought in Arizona. Actually, to be honest, there wasn't anything funny about it. It's funny now since I look back at it. But it wasn't. It was I had a fight in Arizona. I knew I was fighting this the Arizona champion for the lightweight title for WCK as an amateur. So we were driving to Arizona. There was 6 hours. I don't know. Long drive. And then I was hungry because I cut weight. And me losing weight was the hardest. So I'm driving there and there's a bag of hot Cheetos. All right, cool, dude. I can snack on this. This can support me just to get the hunger fight. The fuel of hunger away. So yeah, next thing you know, I get them out. Get to the fight, and then I'm about 6 pounds over the scale that I am supposed to be. So I'm like, oh shit,
Whoa.
oh fuck. And I was like, okay, well fuck, gotta run. Put on the wet sweatsuit, go to this little gym that they have, and dirty gym, cockroaches everywhere, blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, whatever, we get it done. Boom, worked out, but then I was done. And I had no legs, I had no arms. And that day, when I fought that champion guy, he beat the shit out of me for 5 rounds. The good thing about it, what I liked about myself, is that he never knocked me down. He couldn't, even though he beat the shit out of me, it wasn't like he beat me. Like, I felt like if I was well conditioned, obviously it's part of the fight, but if I did my part in showing up on weight and blah blah blah, I think I could have done a lot better. But yeah, I got my ass kicked for 5 rounds, and everyone said, why are you getting so much weight? And I was like, those hot Cheetos in the car. And I was like, motherfucker, that's what your name. That's your name is, Hot Cheetos. And that's my funny story.
That's how you got Hot Cheetos.
So that's why I got Hot Cheetos.
Because on all your titles it says your name with Hot Cheetos, and that's how you got Hot Cheetos.
It was more for me getting my ass kicked.
Who gave it that name?
I think it was Coach Randy and his wife. On the way back, and it's just the funny thing that we do. We give each other nicknames.
That's actually a really good story. You want to share the other one?
No.
No? Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I started doing this when I was 13, and then when I fought, I stopped training with Romy. I fell off the wagon. Then I met Coach Randy, and then he told me if I wanted to, that was probably like about 6-7 years. But I just non-stop training, off and on. So yeah, by that time.
What got you started in the sport?
What got me started in the sport? Well, I'd say my brother. It was, when I was younger, it was my brother. He told me, hey dude, you got to, didn't even ask me, didn't tell me, just like, we're going to the gym. I've been going to the gym. You're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna like it. It'll be good for you. Mom says, and I'm paying for it, so okay, cool.
And when you say the gym, was it like a regular gym?
A boxing gym.
A boxing gym.
It was called Boxing 2000. It was off of the Orange Circle by Omega's hamburger place. It's a cool little spot. But yeah, it was a small little gym, boxing gym. And it was cool. I started going there, and then I didn't like it. I was getting my butt kicked a lot. And then eventually I just got good at it. Another funny story to that was I got my butt kicked so many times that I was a good way of like how did I get out of this? So what I used to do, I used to show up late to school. So this affected my school. I show up late to school knowing that I was gonna get in trouble, knowing that I was gonna get an hour detention. Therefore, I couldn't go to boxing. So I was like a mask, I was like, I'm not good at school, but I can put this together. But how do I get out of this? And then but that's what led to me going to a kind of also a bad path, right? Being in trouble, being in detention, hanging out with bad people. So boxing did help me out a lot by that way. And then started boxing, got my butt kicked, and then I got good at it, and then just fell in love with the sport. Well, I guess I got good at it, of course. And then when I started running, when I got good at it, and I was obviously younger, I was able to move a lot faster then. I would say I was like 6, 7, 18. Not much to say, but yeah.
Well, you went from not liking it, okay, like you said, getting your butt kicked all the time, okay, and through all the struggles of learning, becoming good, and then you went to your title match. What was your first title match?
Well, I fought many times. I think I fought many amateur belts. I lost to many of them. I only won 2 out of like 6 times I tried to fight for one. What was your question?
So when was your first title match?
What was my first title match? Ooh, I think it was with Crew Rex. He passed away not so long ago, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But it was at his gym and Van Nuys, small little spot. It was cool. It was back in the days where you were able to do smoker fights. Smoker fights were just gym fights, and you didn't have to have any commission, any special people. Just show up. They charge the gym fee, price the door, and then close weight. If you're close weight, it's close enough. If you want to fight, your roommate will get you a fight.
Yeah.
So those were kind of cool back in the day. It was very easy to fight. But yeah, that was my first. That's when I realized I had a big problem with stage fright. I was like, oh shit, because I'm good at the ring, and I can do real good. But like when I get up there, and I'm like, oh shit, and then it wasn't. I realized it wasn't ever him that was fighting. It was always like myself.
Yeah,
like how can I not get distracted? And that was because my school. I had a big thing with distractions, I guess.
How did you focus on that? You're surrounded by a bunch of people. Obviously, they're yelling and taking pictures and.
Well, controlling your feelings, definitely, and not saying don't have feelings, but like, all right, cool. For that, if I do get angry, boom. For that time being, I gotta put all my anger at this guy. This guy is the guy I have to beat. Boom. Forget everything else. And just try to, and trust your corner. And so it's kind of hard. You can't have tunnel vision because you also have to hear these people. So it's a lot going on. That's it. And it's hard. It's hard to hear these people too when you also got the crowd going at you, and then so it's a lot of moving parts. But that's what makes the thing very exciting. That's what makes it a sport. So with the proper training, you just feel like, all right, cool. You get that's where the confidence really kicks in. It wasn't really there at the moment. I can adjust. It's knowing, all right, cool. Well, for the next fight, I'll just train harder. I remember when I fought when I actually got a belt, and I fought this guy's named Ced Sanchez. He was real good. I remember I trained hard for that fight. I remember there was a hill by the gym, and I was training at a different place called Team OC, and I had a hill. I used to run that hill before our pad work and stuff like that. And I feel that's what got me the win. It was just doing that extra run. Doing your laps, but doing the extra run, getting there on the weekend when no one's there, and running it again. And then right when it gets to the top, where it gets real hard, come back down and do that hard part again. And that's what I believe was what gave me the win, was doing the extra time on the side that no one saw.
Wow.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So, what are your future goals in the sport, and what do you hope to achieve?
My future goals. Well, I just want to keep the sport alive. I realized, all right, cool. This is.
What does that mean to you, keeping it alive?
Keep it alive. Keep it going. Keep it. Be part of it.
Oh.
Being part of it, I think will keep it going, right? Just being able, because I think I've been long enough to where I understand. I'm definitely not a crew. I'm not a professional fighter by all means, but I've done a lot too where I feel like I experienced a lot of ass beatings, and I fought a lot of professional fighters, and I've done a lot of hard training too. I feel like, all right, cool. And I got some people their fights and their wins. So my goal is just to, by participating in this sport, we'll keep it alive.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep it going. Right? Just keep training. Keep training people that want to learn, and teaching them the technique. So therefore, I have to continue educating myself, even though I'm not fighting. I still have to learn technique. Even if it is by YouTube videos or taking seminars or doing the jumping into the classes with the team once in a while. But whatever I can to absorb information, I'll do it. And then yeah.
There's a lot that people kind of describe it this way. I know I'm kind of accused of it also, where there's old school training and new school training. Do you see that there's a difference between old school training and new school training? And do you see that the people that are training now to be fighters, that they're either missing out from the old school training, or they're not missing out and actually have better training now?
Well, for me, I guess it's hard to define what's considered the old school and the new school training. For me, the old school training would be like just a beat down, right? Mm-hmm. Just a 2-hour work, there's no. How many kicks you doing? 100.
Mm-hmm.
How many kicks you doing? 100. 100. 200 knees. No, you get no supervision. You do and you don't. But yeah, it's more. That's, I guess, to me, would be considered the old school. The new school way, I don't know what is considered the new school way of training.
Well, there's like more of a regimen now, and then you really think about the nutrition that goes into play, making sure that the cardio is set up a certain pace. Before, cardio would be go run. Now you can take cardio classes, or you can
Correct.
go on the treadmill, and then you have a whole layout program of this jump rope. I want you to jump rope for X amount of time.
Well, unless you're like I think to my head, if you're real educated, and you got very science, evidence, proof information, and that works with evidence behind it and proof and stuff like that. Of course, you can cut corners. I want to say cut corners. 100% is not cutting corners, but yeah, you can not do the long run.
Yeah.
You can cut with a jump rope and some push-ups and do it properly scientific, where it's more a shorter rest, all done in an hour with the same amount of output.
Oh.
I believe that can be done.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it, for me, if you're doing it for professional and trying to make it for money, it should be more than just an hour. Yeah. Regardless, it's something you should fall in love with, and then it's gonna take more than. You don't want to cut corners, in other words.
Yeah.
Especially, it's a very dangerous sport if you're at the losing end of the stick.
Yeah. I agree with that. What an absolute honor it was sitting down with Ritchie Sandoval, better known in the ring as Hot Cheetos. From the moment we started talking, it was clear his journey through kickboxing isn't just about wins and titles. It's about heart, discipline, and the kind of resilience that turns a fighter into a champion. Ritchie's story is raw, real, and incredibly inspiring. Whether you're a fighter yourself, a coach, or just someone trying to overcome challenges in life, there's something powerful in hearing how he climbed his way to the top. Through setbacks, sacrifices, and countless hours in the gym, he kept showing up. And that's what makes his story so impactful. And even after everything he's accomplished, Ritchie just didn't sit back and talk. He gave us a quick look into some of his favorite techniques. He broke down a clean and simple setup into a leg kick, then transitioned beautifully into a tie-up and a sweep. Watching him move, seeing that precision and timing up close, was a reminder that mastery isn't about flash. It's about fundamentals executed flawlessly. Now, if you're in Orange County and looking to sharpen your stand-up game, get in shape, or just learn from someone who's truly walked the path, Coach Ritchie is the real deal. You can reach out to him directly through his Facebook page and book some time to train. Trust me, one session with this guy and you'll walk away a better fighter and probably a better version of yourself. Thanks again to Coach Ritchie for sharing his story and his skills. We've got more interviews like this coming soon, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and stay tuned. Until next time, keep training, keep growing, and stay ready.